Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Good morning to you. Let's clear that throat and do that again. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another Me First TV and a fun Friday at I am your host, Patricia Ribeiro Wolfson. I'm an intuitive coach, an energy practitioner, and a life strategist. And on this show, Me First Mornings, we explore the tools, stories, and strategies that help you build resilience, help you start over after loss, and navigate life's twists and turns with clarity and confidence. And today, we're going to kick off the weekend with clarity and connection because it's Fun Friday. And I will be using my oracle cards and the magic of those cards for us to explore the insights they have to offer. And today's topic is going to be unlocking abundance. And why not? Let's figure out how we can unlock abundance this weekend. I mean, let's ask some questions. And if you have questions, I'm willing to ask the cards and see what they have to say about the parts of your life that may be looking, where that you may be looking for some abundance. Wherever you may be feeling lack, let's keep working towards feeling the expansion and transmuting that lack and shifting our perspective so that we can truly feel how abundant we are. Okay, so more on that later. First, we are going to go ahead and do our little ritual together. So please join me. If you have a candle, um, where is my lighter? Oh God, guys. It's hard to have ADHD. Let me tell you, I never know where anything is. All right, I got a big lighter. I usually have that one always here because that one usually goes um for my incense. Okay, so we've now lit the candle. This is once again our little pure sage candle. Clarity. Yeah, clarity. We're gonna clear the air. We're gonna use sage to cleanse the air. And I like the candle aspect and not the real stuff because um, white sage is, I don't know, if what do you say for plants, endangered? That's what I've heard. um, Over cultivation because of all the spiritual white people that that want to now sage their homes, myself included. I've done that too, but I'm trying to be more responsible with the materials that I use in my spiritual practices, and I encourage you to do the same. All right, so we've lit the candle, and now we're going to do our breathing together. Let me know if you are here. Say hi from wherever you're watching from. Oh, I forgot. Hold on. Um, that was for you. Okay. All right. So we're going to take 3 deep breaths. And boy, do I need these deep breaths today. I woke up with a splitting headache and I have an incredible pain in my thigh, in my left thigh. I can't even describe it to you. I'm hobbling around like an 80-year-old. No shade for the 80-year-olds who hobble. I mean, you're still going. You go. I know lots of awesome 80-year-olds who probably move better than me today. Okay, lots of 80-year-olds. I do. I know actually quite a few. Anyway, I digress. All right. So we're gonna take once again. We're gonna go back. We're gonna take 3 deep breaths. Okay. And as you breathe in, I want you to imagine yourself just pulling in all the love, light, and life force energy that the universe has to offer you. I want you to hold your breath for 5 seconds. And during that time, I want you to imagine that all of that energy just fills your body and dissolves and dissipates any stuck or stagnant energy. And when you exhale, I want you to imagine that you are releasing it. Okay. All right. So let's do that 3 times. Here we go. Hold and release. My neck is really tense. So during the breaths, I'm actually going to start stretching because I'm very, very stiff today, probably contributing to my headache. All right, here we go. Another deep breath. Hold and release. Okay, and we're going to do that one last time, and then we're going to do a little more stretching. All right, which I'm doing now because it really does help. Last one, deep breath in and hold and release. Okay, excellent. Now we're going to do a little stretching. Okay, it's like I'm super, super stiff. You might be too. So do whatever it is that you need to do. Maybe you need to do some more stretching. Maybe you need to do a little bit more yoga. Whatever it is that you need to do to release that tension, release that stuck and stagnant energy, anything you need to do to release the pain that you might be feeling in your body. I resonate with that today for sure. Okay. Now, once we've done the stretching, we shake it out to get our day started. All right, let's go. Okay, hip is hurting. Guys, I'm a mess today. I almost didn't make it today. I'm going to be honest with you, but I'm here. I'm showing up because I got to practice what I preach. I got to show up. Say hi if you're here. Let me know that you're watching. Let me know that you are hearing me complain. Okay, so now we're going to set our intentions for the day, and I'm going to call in for our spiritual support team, or my spiritual support team, and I'm going to set the intention that they support you too, because it's all the same thing. We're all under the umbrella of the universe together. And so I am going to call in for this support using my prayer, and I ask that you do the same if you want. Call in your spiritual support team in whatever way you feel connected to based on your spiritual beliefs. And then we will set our intention for the day. All right, here we go. Divine Mother, Infinite Father, Creator, Ascended Masters, Archangels, Spirit Guides, and all beings of 100% pure white light, allow me to be a clear and open channel of your light and love without hesitation or ego. May the highest vibration of love and light connect with my higher self and release any and all things that no longer serve me. I ask that Saint Germain and his infinitely powerful violet flame burn away the things that no longer serve myself or humanity and hold us back from our divine existence. Thank you, thank you, thank you for helping us set an intention that is in alignment with the highest and greatest good. Thank you for showing us the signs and synchronicities and messages in nature, music, movies, through the cards that I pull, and through the words that people say today and always. I appreciate you, I serve you, and I'm grateful for any wisdom that you may have for me or the collective on this day. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So be it, and so it is. Woo! Right. I don't know why I do that. I'm excited. I don't know. Should be good enough. Here we go. Okay. So now I'd like you to, sorry, I have messages coming in and a couple of things to take care of, but we're good. We're all good. Everything's fine. All right. So at this moment, I'd like you to just think about your GPS word, or think about what intention that you'd like to set for the day for yourself. Just take a moment and let yourself just sit with it and set that intention. And while you do that, I'm also going to remind you to please go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel at Me First TV and ding the bell for notifications so that you know anytime that I show up, which usually is between Monday and Friday, sometime in the morning. Also, I want to remind you that if you would like a personal reading or a personal strategy session or a couples reading or strategy session, that my calendar is open. The link is in the description, and you can go ahead and go there, click on the link, and make an appointment based on your availability. And download your free Me First Guide to Transformation. That link is also in the description so that you can get some of the tips that we talk about here on the show. It's just like a quick little reference guide that gives you some of the tips and tricks and tools to calibrate your energy, to regulate your emotions, and things like that. All right, so let's get started. Oh, hi, Jim. You're listening and bike riding. Yes. Oh my God. Can I tell you guys? I've actually had that thought today. Do you know how good it is for you to talk and process your emotions while you are doing something physical? In fact, I had this inspiration last year, and I may still do it, to have walking sessions, like walking coaching sessions, where if you're local, call me. Like, we go to, there's a path here where I live that's like a lot of trees and greenery, and it's an easy path to walk for just about anybody because it's not like a hiking path, it's a paved path. Anyway, I was thinking that I should introduce that as one of my sessions, because I find that it's so good whenever I am going for a walk with friends. We process so much during that time. And the fact that you are moving at the same time, it allows your body to process, not just your mind and not just your emotions, right? So I highly recommend. Uh, Jim, you're doing a great job right now. And I highly recommend anyone else who needs to like sort of talk through things is do something physical, going to the gym, on a treadmill, taking a walk, riding a bike, whatever it is that you're doing while you are processing those emotions. It helps your body to release those things. Because, we all, a lot of times, like in our heads, we're thinking, oh, this is, this is me processing my emotions. You think about it, you may even shift, but we need to also connect with our bodies and allow our bodies to release that as well. Yes, Jim, you know that walking path. I think I will. I think I will. So maybe I'll put that as a little thing in my Calendly. So if you are local in Long Island, local in Long Island, we'll book a little walking consultation or a walking coaching session. And I promise you, you're going to feel amazing. But I walk really fast. So just be aware. Although I will walk slower for you if you need. I'm just saying, everybody tells me I walk too fast. Probably the way I talk. Okay. All right. So what are we going to do? We're going to pull some cards. Okay. And what do we want to pull cards about? We want to pull cards about abundance. Abundance. What about abundance? I don't know. Okay. If you're here and you have a question, feel free to pop it in the chat. I'm going to pull first. I am going to do oracle cards, but I am going to pull tarot first because I happen to love my tarot cards, and I've been using them and getting used to them. That is the what's this deck? The Luna Soul Tarot deck, which is my new favorite deck. You get into things, right, where it's like it's just the deck that's speaking to me lately. And I'm going to pull pull a card from the deck, and what are we going to ask? Let's see here. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Let's talk about abundance, okay? What do these cards, or what does Spirit have to tell us about unlocking abundance? Okay, let's just start right there. Let's start with unlocking abundance, and what does that look like? According to tarot, what is it that we need to do? What does the collective need to do or focus on in order to unlock their personal or unique abundance, right? Because we're all connected. So even though people kind of may have to do sort of different things, at the end of the day, there are themes, things that we need to take care of in our lives that will help us move in the direction of prosperity. And so that's the kind of guidance that I'm looking for. Okay, cards. So, all right, it's stopping. So here we go. What is it? Two of Swords. Okay. Two of Swords. It's all about making decisions, right? And I really do believe, like, what this tells me, it's like about focus. It's about deciding where you are putting your attention, right? Because when you are laser focused on something, right? And we talked about focus last week. I'm sure I talked about focus this week because I talk about it all the time. When you are laser focused on something and all of your time and attention, even when we spoke about relationships, right? If you are consistently nurturing the relationship that you have with your abundance, right? Then, you don't, I was going to say, you don't have to choose, right? Because your actions Your actions show your choice, right? So really what this is you have to decide whether or not you are going to choose lack or whether or not you're going to choose abundance. So I even think that in terms of, if we want to look at it from the GPS aspect or the GPS word, moving towards abundance or moving towards lack really is adjusted by how you view things, right? So if you are looking at things from an abundant perspective, then you're going to see more opportunities. If you are looking at things from a perspective of lack, I don't have enough, I'm not good enough, I can never get there, or no one in my family ever figured this out, right? Then you are going to see all of the detrimental challenges, right? You're going to see all the challenges. So if you are looking from the perspective of abundance, you're going to see the opportunities. Looking from the perspective of lack, you're going to see the challenges, right? Now, both people can get to their abundant life. Both people can find prosperity, but it is going to be much easier for the person who feels abundant or who looks at things from an abundant lens so that they can recognize the opportunities when they show up. Okay. All right. So now let's pull some oracle cards and get a little bit more um, insight on that. Okay. So talk to me. Talk to me. We're going to use the wisdom of the oracle because I like these cards. Okay. All right. Oops. That one is just, okay. That one seemed to want to jump out. We'll just put that one to the side for now, see what it has to say after. In the meantime, so if anybody is watching and wants me to pull a card for them or about their particular, like how prosperity, maybe you want to know how you can get closer to prosperity, or maybe you're not thinking of prosperity in terms of money or abundance in terms of money, but maybe you are looking for abundance of connection. Maybe you are looking for abundance of love. Maybe you are looking for abundance of acceptance, right? Maybe that's what you're looking for, and that's okay, right? Abundance comes in all forms. Like, we make it about money, but in fact, it's really not about money at all. It is about that energetic exchange. It's about feeling free. It's about being connected to the abundance of the universe. All right, let's see here. These oracle cards are not, maybe that one. Oh, there's one. Okay, let's see here. Okay. Okay, that will, ooh, the one that I pulled up that kind of jumped out of the deck was flexible. Okay, that's the number 19. 9 plus 1 is 10, of course, which is 10 is like the completion of a cycle. And flexible, well, that makes sense, right? What makes you, what gives you that perspective of abundance, that a perspective of prosperity? Flexibility, right? Being able to, like I said, recognize the opportunities, right? And sometimes, if we get caught up in that sort of rigid state of mind, whether you have a lack perspective or a perspective that is in lack or a perspective that's abundant, sometimes we just get used to the way we see things or used to the way things have shown up for us typically. It's important to keep an open mind, and it's important to have sort of um, that mindset of curiosity where it's like, oh, maybe this is going to take me down the path, right? Oh, this is interesting, right? So if something shows up, so here's the flexibility part. Very often you may find yourself on your journey and like you have a goal, and we talked a lot about goals and your relationship with your goals uh 2 days ago. I was like, was it yesterday? No, yesterday was showing up. Okay. So let's say you're, showing up and you have a great relationship with your goals and you really have a very clear vision of what you want, and you have very clear steps which you've been taking towards that goal, right? But sometimes, if you are trusting the universe, or whether or not you trust the universe, sometimes the universe has other plans, as we know. We make plans and God laughs. Isn't that the, isn't that the quote? So sometimes opportunities will present themselves or situations will present themselves. And because it doesn't look like what you think an opportunity looks like, if you are closed minded or if you are not flexible or open to the fact that your path may have some twists and turns that you weren't expecting, you may miss out on those opportunities. Now, I don't believe that you will ever miss out on anything that's truly meant for you, but I do believe that sometimes when you don't take the first opportunity or the second or the third, that it just takes a lot more time for you to get where you want to go, right? It's like, I was gonna say, like, if a person likes you, they like you, right? And maybe you just haven't been able to connect, or maybe, the universe is keeping you apart for whatever reason, but like that deep connection will remain, right? And so if that person is your person, it will eventually come together and the circumstances will evolve where timing suddenly is perfect and everything sort of revolves around this perfect universal timing, right? And that's true for relationships and it's true for your business, it's true for anything, right? But what the key is remaining flexible so that you can take that opportunity or you can see an opportunity and go, you know what? I'm not sure if this is it, but I'm curious and I'm willing to try. I'm willing to be flexible. I'm willing to open myself to the possibility that my path to success may not look like what I think it's supposed to look like. And that's true. Our paths never look like what we think they're supposed to look like. Oh, hi, Linda. You're here. I love you. Um, okay, you can ask for it all. You can have two things at the same time, like a sun shower. It can be sunny in many ways. Yes, of course, you can have it all. I do believe that. Um, but in terms of when you were talking about, of course, the Two of Swords, you can have it all. But and I think that things evolve as you put your focus on what your priorities are. So the things that are most important to you, when you acknowledge them and continue to connect with them, things will evolve, and you will be able to make time and room for everything. But you may have to take it one step at a time or one focus at a time. Okay, what other cards came up? Truth be told, number 14, 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 is the number of change. And what this speaks to me is basically looking at things from a real perspective. Now, we've talked about this on the show many, many times, the feel, heal, and get real, right? The get real part is where you really take a look at what is your capacity, what actions are you taking, like look at yourself and with a clear head and a clear and open heart, figure out what it is that you might be doing that's preventing you from having the prosperity that is available to you in many different ways, right? Think about what your actual circumstances and situation is and look at it with honesty. And I say this slowly because I want you to look at it with honesty, but not from a perspective of, I guess it's not meant to be because I don't have this or I don't have that or I don't have that. Okay? It's from the perspective is, where are your boundaries for how you're going to take action in your life, right? What things do you have to put in place based on your capacity or your life circumstances, right? If you're a mom of small children, there's certain things that you just won't be able to do because you don't have the ability to do it. You don't have the capacity to do it because your time and energy is spent primarily with your children, for example, if that's the situation. So to have expectations of yourself in terms of your goals and dreams, to think that you can, you know, grind hard for like 8, 10, 12 hours a day is unrealistic. Okay. And so, in order to be truly abundant, in order to truly receive the prosperity that's available to you, it shouldn't be at the cost of your well being. It shouldn't be at the cost of the things that really matter to you, like, for example, your family or even your health. Right. So, truth be told, this card tells me that you need to be truly connected to your actual situation, who you are, what your capacity is at this moment, and be gentle with yourself as you move forward, unlocking your abundance, because you are going to be giving yourself the grace to do it at your pace within your capacity, which will shift and change and grow as your life shifts and changes and grows. All right. Okay. The next card that I pulled up was the observer. Okay. That's card number 49, maybe important to someone. And 9 and 4 is 13, right? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yep, 13. Had to do the math with my fingers. Um, that's just me being honest. Okay. So the observer, right? And what does the observer do? The observer observes, okay, and takes note and does not judge, just gets the information. Now, I use this so much with my children and with friends and with my clients. I like to always drop a reminder that anything that happens to you is information for you to apply to yourself, information to give you more knowledge, information to help you shift your perspective, information that can be useful, right? So if you have an altercation with a friend, for example, and this friend doesn't do something for you that you thought that they would do, right? Is your friend an asshole? I don't know, they might be. But instead of looking at it and judging it like that person is terrible, although you can look at it from that perspective, I mean, and you have to sit with your feelings and all of that. But my suggestion is to use it as information. Oh, that person is not who I thought they were. Oh, that's interesting. They don't have the capacity to show up for me in that way. Okay, good to know, right? Not with animosity, not with anger, if you're able to disconnect from that, because sometimes we can't. So you got to process your emotions however that makes sense for you. But once you've processed that emotion, use it as information, right? Oh, you applied for a job, you didn't get that job. Are you going to beat yourself up because, oh my God, I'm terrible. I suck. My resume sucks. I'm never going to have a job. No, you're like, oh, I guess that job wasn't for me. Or you take whatever information you can from that experience and say, what did I learn from it? What do I need to know for the future? And also, it wasn't meant for me because it's not there for you. So it wasn't meant for you. So it's meant to teach you something. It's meant to help you move along. It's just a step in your journey. So don't give up. Just use it as information so that you can have a platform to then achieve the next step, right? Because you're like, oh, that didn't work, or that company wasn't for me, or this situation did not resonate for some reason. Okay, good information. So what does that mean? That means I'm going to apply this way. It means I'm going to start doing these things instead. Or it's just like, oh, it wasn't meant for me. Okay, right? No judgment, just information. Okay. Now, the next card, I pulled two more cards. And then if nobody has any questions, I'm probably going to wrap it up because I got work to do. Okay, so here we go. The other one, Between Worlds, number 3. First of all, number 3 is my favorite number. And it is my favorite number because of the Trinity, right? Because that sort of the Trinity being, of course, the Trinity in Catholicism is God, his son, and the Holy Spirit. But which was, significant in its own ways, or has been significant in my life in its own way. But I also see it as mind, body, spirit. I see it as sort of the connection between spirit and this physical plane and sort of how I process everything. Okay. And so this Between Worlds card specifically is like we are in a transitional period, and maybe you are in a transitional period, right? From feeling lack into abundance. Like I think in general, society exists from that perspective of lack. Like there's never enough, that you have to work so hard, you have to prove your worth. Like it's very much a lack mentality that drives society. Well, it's what drives commerce. So there has to be a lack mentality integrated into society. Otherwise, we wouldn't spend money. Like, can you imagine if you woke up and you're like, God, I feel beautiful. I'm great. I don't need to do anything to my face. I don't need to buy anything new. I don't need to, spend money on this or that because I need to improve these things. I mean, think about how much money, like if we're talking about abundance, think about how much money we spend on improving ourselves or fixing ourselves or, managing ourselves. Probably a hell of a lot of money. And there is a humongous health and wellness industry, there is a humongous coaching industry, there's like all these industries that are based on the foundation of you not feeling good enough. And that's why you're going to spend money. Okay. Um, and I think we need to slowly move ourselves as a society, as a culture, as a whole, from that lack. There's not enough for anyone. Okay. Or not enough for everyone, which gets us into all sorts of trouble. And we need to shift into there is enough for everyone. We just need to shift our perspective, or maybe make different choices, or take different steps, or take different um I'm going to take different actions. Okay. I repeat myself a lot. Just deal with it. Okay. But I do it to drive it home. Okay. I do it to drive it home. So when you are navigating that space of moving from lack into abundance, it is all about what the observer, pays attention to, where your focus is going, right? Where you are spending your energy. I want you to really embody abundance in as many ways as possible. Whatever situation or challenge comes up, you got to think to yourself, how can I look at this from an abundant perspective? How can I shift this so it can become a more abundant situation? Or how can I have this challenge help catapult me into abundance? As whatever way you can do it, however you can kind of work it out in your mind to shift that perspective, that's where we are. We're kind of in between worlds because we're not used to the abundant mindset yet. And so there's a lot of limiting beliefs and blocks that are potentially preventing you from stepping into that abundance mindset because it doesn't feel safe, it doesn't feel comfortable, and probably everybody around you thinks that it's garbage, or, it's like this spiritual woo-woo, like, spiritual bypassing crap. And I don't believe it's that. I do believe that we have a lot of power in our perspective. I do believe that we have a lot of power with gratitude and actions that move us forward. And I do believe that whatever actions that we take that are positively and and what that are positive and connected, right? Like that really connect us to our deepest authentic selves will increase the abundance for everyone, right? If you feel good, the people in your life feel good. If you're like abundant and feeling, let's say you're feeling rich, right? Let's take it, drop it down to money. When people, I know that when I have money and when my friends have money, we spend more money on each other, on doing things together, right? It's like everybody wins when everyone is feeling good. So we need to sort of move in that direction as close, as often as possible, make as many choices that move us in that direction. All right, last one. Last card here. A leg up. Okay, number 34. And that turns into seven being a lucky number. And also it is the number of, in tarot, when you get a seven, right? It's a little bit of a stop and reflect, right? And so this card is a leg up, right? So what I get from this is take a moment to stop and reflect who in your life can help support you on this journey of abundance, right? Is there anyone in your life who maybe you can have as a mentor, or that you can connect with, that may be able to connect you to more opportunities, or maybe just someone that you can connect with that can help you shift your perspective to be able to open up to receiving more opportunities or recognizing more opportunities, right? This leg up, and specifically because I feel like what it's saying is that very often we have the tools and the people and the circumstances in our life where we can help each other, or where we can help ourselves, where we can reach out for help, right? But we stop ourselves because we don't want to look hopeless or helpless. We don't want to bother people. We don't maybe in some ways feel like we deserve support, right? We deserve a leg up, that we want to struggle along with everybody else. But if you connect with your people and really reach out and start saying, hey, I'm looking for opportunities, hey, I'm looking to do this, keep me in mind. Like when you start to really connect to your resources, connect to your people in different ways, you can begin to see how abundant you truly are. If you are not abundant in money yet, if you haven't felt prosperity financial prosperity in your life yet, then focus on the abundance in support. Focus on the abundance with maybe your health. Maybe you're doing great. And in which case, that gratitude, you sitting in that abundance will help your body feel safe with abundance, right? Because really that's what it comes down to at the end of the day is we resist doing things that are good for us, or maybe we resist taking steps that may improve our lives or move things along, because when we are doing things that are outside of our comfort zone, our body stops and says, "Mm-mm, not safe, not safe, not safe," right? That's the resistance. The resistance is because we don't feel safe doing it. And so the job that you need to do as you are moving between that lack and abundance is you need to train your body, practice. Okay, that's where the practice comes in. You need to train your body to feel safe around abundance. You need to practice feeling abundant in whatever way is possible at the moment. Whether I said it's with relationships, or every time money comes in, you celebrate. Every time you pay a bill and you're able to pay it in full, you celebrate. You're like, yes, amazing. And give yourself the advantage by setting yourself up for success and not looking at anything that is in your life as evidence of your lack, but look at it as a step towards the right direction, a step to prosperity. And if you can do that and practice that over and over again, you're going to start seeing your life shift, because when you are constantly practicing something, eventually you get better at it. Eventually it becomes easier. And eventually you will calibrate your body to receiving the prosperity and abundance that you deserve. Okay. If we have no more questions and it is time, I'm going to wrap it up for today. And that's it for Fun Friday. I will be back next week. And I hope that you guys have an amazing weekend. And don't forget, if you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, please go ahead and do that right now at Me First TV. The link is in the description. And if you want to book a session with me because you need a little extra support, don't feel bad. Feel free to ask for help. Go to my calendar link, which is also in the description, and book yourself a session. And let's get you moving in the right direction. Let's pick that GPS word for you, and let's help you practice doing what you want to do and feeling safe, receiving the prosperity and abundance that you deserve in life. And that's all. I wish you a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I love you all, and I'll see you soon.